Resident Evil's Albert Wesker enters the fog in Dead by Daylight as Killer the Mastermind. Following the success of the first Resident Evil chapter of Dead by Daylight, which introduced Nemesis as a killer and Leon S. Kennedy and Jill Valentine as survivors, Behavior Interactive and Capcom once again collaborated to bring a second chapter, this time titled Project W. The new Dead by Daylight chapter brings not only the iconic Resident Evil villain Albert Wesker, but also introduces two more iconic survivors, Ada Wong and Rebecca Chambers. Project W also includes in-game and in-menu voice lines, not only for Wesker, Ada, and Rebecca, but also for the rest of the Resident Evil crew in Dead by Daylight, including legendary skins Chris and Claire Redfield, Carlos Oliveira, and Shiva Al-Omar. According to the in-game lore, Wesker was taken by Dead by Daylight's entity just after injecting himself with Ouroboros during the events of Resident Evil 5. Because of this, Wesker's special power in Dead by Daylight is primarily inspired by his appearance in Resident Evil 5. Like his counterpart, Nemesis, Wesker can spread infection, which causes multiple supply cases to spawn in a Dead by Daylight trial. Infected survivors will need to use these supply cases to get first aid spray, which they can use on themselves or others to cure the Ouroboros infection. Unlike the vaccines for Nemesis, first aid spray does refill, so there isn't a limited supply of it available. Wesker's basic stats make him similar to many other killers in Dead by Daylight. He has a 115% movement speed, 40-meter terror radius, and stands at average height. He gets somewhat slower when charging for an attack using his special power. He is considered a moderate difficulty killer, meaning players will need to have some experience playing killer to get comfortable playing him. Additionally, to play as Wesker in Dead by Daylight, players will need to learn to control and master his ability, Virulent Bound, during a trial, as well as leverage his unique perks. Master Wesker's Virulent Bound and perks in Dead by Daylight, like other recent Dead by Daylight killers, including Hellraiser's Cenobite and original character the Dredge, Wesker comes with multiple special abilities. Though his weapon is simply his standard combat knife, he also has two unique abilities. His main method of attack is called Virulent Bound. When charged, Virulent Bound allows Wesker to lunge forward toward survivors and launch them into the nearest solid object. Virulent Bound not only causes a survivor to lose a health state, but it is also a version of the Ouroboros infection. Once the infection takes hold, survivors become afflicted with the hindered status, which decreases movement speed by 8%. If the survivor is already infected, a second bound will cause a critical infection, which causes the survivor to be automatically picked up in the process without ever being formally downed. Like every character in Dead by Daylight, Wesker has three unique perks that can eventually be taught to all other killers: Superior Anatomy, Awakened Awareness, and Terminus. These perks offer the following benefits: Superior Anatomy, when a survivor performs a rushed vault within 8 meters of the killer, Superior Anatomy activates. Superior Anatomy increases the killer's vaulting speed by 40% the next time they vault a window. Superior Anatomy deactivates after vaulting and has a cooldown of 30 seconds. Awakened Awareness, while carrying a survivor, the auras of all other survivors are revealed when they are within 20 meters of the killer's location. Terminus, once the exit gates are powered, Terminus activates. All injured, dying, or hooked survivors suffer from the broken status effect until the exit gates are opened. The effect lingers for an additional 30 seconds after the exit gates are open. Like all perks in Dead by Daylight, there is a chance these effects could be changed in future patches. Since the latest major non-content patch for Dead by Daylight, the way teachable perks work has changed. To cause Wesker's unique perks to appear in other killers' bloodwebs, players will need to reach level 50 of his bloodweb and prestige him once. This unlocks all 3 perks at the lowest tier for all other killers. Players will need to repeat this 2 more times to reach prestige level 3 to get all 3 perks at the top level for every killer. Wesker also has many add-ons that can augment his abilities further and help players become more powerful with him as a killer. The best of these are the iridescent add-ons, the lab photo and the iridescent Ouroboros vial. The lab photo allows Wesker to destroy pallets and breakable walls when colliding with them while using virulent bound, but eliminates his ability to vault pallets during a bound. The iridescent Ouroboros vial causes the survivors to begin the trial already infected with Ouroboros and to suffer from the exposed status effect for 30 seconds when critically infected. Other good add-ons include the helicopter stick, which causes a survivor's aura to be revealed for 8 seconds when they use first aid spray, and the dark sunglasses, which causes Wesker to gain the undetectable status effect for 20 seconds when a survivor becomes critically infected. There are several other Dead by Daylight killer perks that may synergize well with Wesker's special power and unique perks. These can include Tinkerer, the Hillbilly, Save the Best for Last, the Shape, Bamboozle, the Clown, Call of Brine, the Onryo, Hex, Plaything, the Cenobite, Hysteria, the Tyrant, Dark Devotion, the Plague. Players should consider how they want to use Wesker and select perks that apply map pressure, create obstacles in jungle gyms and other loop-heavy tiles to avoid missing a virulent bound, and allow him to sneak up on unsuspecting survivors. Dead by Daylight original release date, 2016-06-14 Developer, Behavior Interactive Franchise, Dead by Daylight genre, multiplayer, action, survival horror, horror platform, PlayStation 4, PC, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, Stadia Publisher, Behavior Interactive ESRB, M.